Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This video is going to be all about if you are one of the many people looking to retire in Cambodia. This will be your 2025 guide to doing that very thing. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not. And if you want to join all the awesome people that help to support our channel, it is always very much appreciated. Your donations keep us going, and I have links down below for PayPal and Ko-fi.com if you want to do that. You could also buy one or more of my books. I have a link down below where you can pick them all up, not just the ones you see on your screen, but I have others as well. And so go ahead and peruse that, find something you like. And we thank you. So there have been some minor changes when it comes to retiring and staying over here in Cambodia long term. Nothing major, nothing that's a hassle. But I wanted to make this updated video for 2025 to let you know about those changes. And the first one, we're going to talk about visas. You can get your visa in advance online. I will leave a link in the description for the website where you can do that if you wish. But you can also get your visa up on arrival. So whether you want to get it in advance or wait until you get here, that's completely up to you. But there was an extra charge. They cost a little more if you got them online previously, but they have now adjusted that. So the price is going to be the same whether you get it in advance online or whether you wait and get it upon arrival at the airport. And if you're a tourist, if you're only coming over here for a month or two, your tourist visa will be $30. It's good for 1 month. And if you're staying long-term, your initial visa will be the E-type visa, also known as the ordinary visa, and that will be $35, and that one is also good for 1 month. But like I said, you can get it upon arrival for the same price, but if you prefer, you can click that link down below and apply for your visa in advance. When you, and I'm talking specifically here about Siem Reap, because I don't know what all has changed in Phnom Penh, because I live in Siem Reap. So if your plan is to initially land in Siem Reap, when you get to the airport, you have to fill out an entry card, and previously that was done with the old-fashioned way with pen and paper. They had all the forms and everything, when you first arrived at the airport to take up to the immigration window. But now that all is done electronically through either their website or an app that you can download. And there will be instructions when you arrive on how to do that. But you will fill out the form electronically online before you go up to the immigration window and request the visa that you want. Because this is about retirement, I'm going to assume that you want the E-type visa or the ordinary visa. When you get to the immigration counter, you want to tell them you want the ordinary visa. They might ask you on the form or in person what the purpose of getting your visa is, like why do you want this visa? And if you're here to retire, you want to tell them for residency, because you want to be a resident here, you want to live here. So if they do inquire, if they do ask, that would be the answer you want to give if you're here to retire. Now, when you get your initial visa, before you leave the counter, always be sure there's not a mistake and that you see the little E symbol on the bottom left-hand corner of your visa stamp. You'll see the type of visa you have, and it will either say at that point E or T generally. And you want to be sure they don't give you the tourist visa if you're here to stay long term, because that can cause a hassle later on down the line. Just be sure, check it before you leave, that it says E. That would be the ordinary visa. Now, since you're not going to be in Phnom Penh, if you're arriving in Siem Reap, that initial visa is good for 30 days. Before that 30 days is up, give it a few days before it expires, or maybe even up to a week. If there's a holiday going on, give it a little longer. And what you want to do is go to any travel and tour agency and get your visa extension. This is the one you need to stay longer than that month. I recommend Sothikna Travel and Tour. So if you're looking for my recommendation, but you can go to any travel and tour agency and they'll all provide visa services for you. And you want to get the ER extension. That is for retirement. That's the extension to your initial 30-day visa. That's the one you need to stay longer than your initial month. The requirements are you have to be 55 years or older. You'll have to provide them with an address or a place where you're staying. I've just shown them on a map before, like my apartment doesn't have an address, and I show them where it is, and they fill out the appropriate information. That's not a problem. So you have to be 55. You have to show them or tell them where you're living. Excuse me. And then you will sign a piece of paper and give them a thumbprint stating that you're not going to work in the Kingdom of Wonder for money. And that's it. I talked about this in previous videos. There's no financial requirement, no bank account information you need or anything like that. Now, when you get your ER extension, you can get that for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or up to a year. If you're going to stay over here permanently, it's easier to get it year by year, and that will cost around $300 for the year one. The 1 month and 3 month extensions are only single entry, which means if for some reason during the course of that visa extension that you have to leave the country for whatever reason, it's null and void once you do. And when you come back in, you will have to start that whole process over with the ordinary visa again, and then get another visa extension. Because 1 and 3 month extensions are only single entry. The 6 month and 1 year visas, they are multiple entry, which means the opposite. As long as that visa extension is good within that time frame, you can leave the country as many times as you want, and when you come back in, you're still under that umbrella. You're still under that same visa extension, as long as it hasn't expired. So yeah, if you do plan on traveling to Vietnam and Thailand, Myanmar, Laos, wherever, if that's your plan, you should definitely think about at least getting the 6 month or 1 year visa extension, just so you can go travel without having to worry about doing that whole process over. Now, of course, once you're inside Cambodia, you've gotten your ordinary visa, you're waiting to get your visa extension. You're obviously going to need a place to stay. And I tell people not to worry about a place to stay, because you can come here and within a couple hours find either an apartment, a hotel, a motel, a guest house, a hostel. So many options, it'll blow your mind. And you don't have to book one in advance. But depending on where you're coming from, how long your flight's going to be, and especially what time you're going to arrive in Siem Reap. If you're going to arrive late at night, and especially if it's your first time or you're not too familiar with the areas, it might be better to get to book a place in advance, just for your frame, for the sake of your frame of mind. for your mental thinking, That way you got a place to go to at least for, one night or maybe 2 nights. And then you can figure out your living plans from there. But if I'm telling you, you can get an apartment here, a long-term apartment, without any credit checks, without any hassle, without any banking information. If you got the cash and you like the place, all you need is your passport with a valid visa extension, and you're good to go. As long as you got the cash, they'll let you move in. And you can find one within a day. I mean, they're everywhere. There are abundant. Prices range for anywhere from $50 a month all the way up to $400 or $500 if you want to go that route. It's up to you. Your cost of living here, again, is not universal for everybody. It's going to depend on your wants and your needs and your individual choices. So there is no one size fits all when it comes to how much money you need every month. But typically, a single retired person can live very comfortably without an issue for around $1,000 a month. Excuse me. But yeah, you'll need a place to stay. So like I said, if you just want that peace of mind, book a place in advance for a couple nights. Let yourself get over that jet lag, and before you go out looking for your permanent forever home, I guess you could say. And that's it. That is really as easy as it is to get yourself set up here in Cambodia. Of course, there are things you have to think about even before you leave, like what to do with all your stuff. Do you want to give it away? Do you want to sell it? Do you have any debt back home you're going to have to pay? Because that will factor into your cost of living, of course. So those are things for another video, but the basics of once you have all that decided and once you're actually have your plane ticket and you arrive, that's really how easy it is. Some of the things you'll have to make choices for, but as far as retirement goes, and I think everybody will agree, this is one of the easiest countries to retire in, at least in this part of the world. Because really the only requirement is your age. So that always helps. And everything also fall into place. You'll find you'll start finding your groove, your favorite restaurants, your favorite places to eat, your favorite things to do. Once you start getting to know people and knowing your way around and going to the local markets and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's it. That's about as easy as it gets, I think. And I hope if you're thinking about coming over here sometime this year, that helps you out. And of course, if there are any other changes that do take place, because things do change occasionally, if I find out about them, I'll have that information for you right here on that channel to make sure you stay in the loop. And I'll finish out this video by letting you, I made this video walking around the Royal Gardens on New Year's Eve, actually, during the day. Because a lot of people have mentioned that they liked my previous videos from down in this area. This is the Royal Garden area with the royal residence. It's the place where the VIP stay when they come to Siem Reap. And of course they have all kinds of stuff there, food vendors, and it's just nice to look at. They have a lot of nice architecture, as you saw previously in the video. They have a couple of very popular worship areas for Buddhists, and I believe that small one you saw on the round or in the middle of the road there by the fence earlier, I believe that one. Somebody said it's a Hindi. I believe it's a Hindu kind of place of worship, I guess. But those two are very popular. Anytime you go down there, you're basically gonna see people there. I mean, the whole area, right by the Royal Garden there, the whole area around there smells like incense because they got these huge incense cisterns, and they have like literally dozens and dozens, maybe even hundreds, at any given time, propped up and then lit, and it looks like a little, a little smoky haze there. Different combination of smells. It can be overpowering, but if you're not right up close, it's pleasant enough. But this place here, this location is really, really close to the big mall right downtown. So I mean, if you're going to be going that way anyway, if you're going to be going to the mall, you might want to take a little walk around the gardens there. It's very peaceful. It's very nice. I always enjoy going down there. And sometimes they have special events I'm not even aware of, so that's always nice. And of course, they had things set up there for the New Year. Place for the little bouncy things for the kids, and then they had, you couldn't pay me to go on that Ferris wheel. That thing, look at that thing. That thing made a lot of noise, like a lot of squeaking when it started. It would just squeak and kind of rumble when you started it. That thing just looks like a death trap, man. You would not get me to go on that thing. Yeah. That thing scared me, and I didn't even go on it. And I'm just like, yeah, this is not for me. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys in the next one.